Hi there, this is Jane, and in this video we're going to take a look at the Rockschool Grade 1 guitar scales. Now what I'm going to do first of all is go through them individually, show you how to play them, and then at the end I'm going to give you some tips on the best ways to practice them. So let's get started. The first scale is C major. So what I'm going to do first of all is play it for you at the full speed, which is 70 beats a minute. This is what it sounds like. Okay, so nice simple scale, down picks for all the notes because we're playing crotchets here. So let's walk through it nice and slowly. The first note is a C, which is at the 3rd fret on your 5th string. Now we're going to use the 1 finger per fret rule for all our scales here. So when you're at the 3rd fret, use your 3rd finger. So that's your C note. The next note is an open D, which is your open 4th string. So you just pick that string. The next note is an E, which is at the 2nd fret on that string. So you use your 2nd finger to play that note. Following that is the F, which is at the 3rd fret on that same string. So use your 3rd finger. Then we're going to have an open G, which is your open 3rd string, followed by an A at the 2nd fret on the same string. Then we're going to have an open B, which is your open 2nd string, followed by a C, which is the 1st fret on that 2nd string. Okay, so that is the scale ascending, going from low notes to high notes. Okay, so when you do it in the exam, you have to play ascending and descending. The main thing to remember is you don't play that top note twice when you play it. Use it as a pivot to come back down again. So what I'll do is I'll play it one more time for you with the metronome at the full speed, 70 beats a minute, so you can hear what it sounds like. Here it is. And that's your C major scale. The second scale is the A natural minor scale. So I'll play it first at full speed for you, and then we'll break it down and I'll show you how to play it. Here it is. Okay, so when we're playing the A natural minor, we start with an open A note, which is your open 5th string. Following that, we have a B note, which is at the 2nd fret on that 5th string, with your 2nd finger. And then we have a C note, which is at the 3rd fret on that same string. Use your 3rd finger for that. Following that, we have an open D note, which is your 4th string. Then we have an E at the 2nd fret on that string. Then we have an F on the same string at the 3rd fret. Then we use your 3rd finger for that. Then we have an open G, which is your open 3rd string. And then the A, which is at the 2nd fret on that string. Okay, and again, when you're playing this, you play ascending and descending. And remember, don't play that top note twice. So I'll play it one more time through for you at the full speed, which is 70 beats a minute, all with down picks. Here it is. So that's the A natural minor scale. The next scale is the E minor pentatonic scale. So again, I'll play this one through for you, 70 beats a minute, all with down picks, and then I'll walk you through it. Here it is. Okay, for this one, we start on the open E note, which is the open 6th string. And then we go straight to the G note, which is at the 3rd fret on that string, so make sure you use your 3rd finger for that note. Following that, we have an open A on the 5th string, with a B at the 2nd fret with your 2nd finger. Then we have an open D note, which is your open 4th string, and then the E at the 2nd fret on that 4th string. And again, make sure when you do the ascending and descending, you don't play that top note twice. So I'll play it one more time through for you with the metronome, 70 beats a minute or with down picks. Here it is. Okay, so that's your E minor pentatonic. The next scale is the A minor pentatonic. It's very similar to the E minor pentatonic. We're going to be using the same fret pattern, open 3, open 2, open 2, but we're going to be starting on the 5th string rather than the 6th string. So what I'll do first of all is I'll play it through for you at the full speed so you can have a listen, and then I'll walk you through it. Here it is. Okay, so like I said, it's very similar to the E minor pentatonic. We have an open A note, which is the open 5th string. And then we have the C, which is at the 3rd fret on that 5th string. So use your 3rd finger for that, remembering that 1 finger per fret rule. Then we have the open D, the open 4th string, followed by the E at the 2nd fret on that 4th string. Then we have an open G, which is your open 3rd string. And the last note is an A at the 2nd fret on that 3rd string. Okay, and again, don't forget, you don't play that top note twice. You play ascending and descending or with down picks. So I'll play it one more time for you at the full speed. This is what it sounds like. That's the A minor pentatonic scale. The last scale is the G major pentatonic scale. Now this one's also very similar to the E minor pentatonic scale. In fact, it's using pretty much the same notes. Instead of starting on an open E though, we're going to start on the G at the 3rd fret instead. Okay, so I should play it through for you first with the metronome, 70 beats a minute or with down picks, and then I'll walk you through it. Here it is. Okay, so like I said, we start with the G note, which is at the 3rd fret on your 6th string. So we're going to use our 3rd finger to play that note. Following that, we have the open A, which is the open 5th string. And then we have a B, which is the 2nd fret on that 5th string, using your 2nd finger. Then we have the open D, the open 4th string, followed by the 2nd fret again, which is the E with your 2nd finger. And the last note is your open G, the open 3rd string. And again, remember, when you're playing it ascending and descending, only play that top note once. So here it is one more time with the metronome, 70 beats a minute or with down picks. There it is. And that is your G major pentatonic scale. Okay, so once you've spent a little bit of time learning those fingerings for those scales, we can come up with some interesting ways of practicing them to make sure that they're nice and solid for the exam. So I like to do what's known as a scale sequence. So I will take the scales one after the other and I will play around with the order of the notes a little. Now let's start with something nice and simple, and I will use the C major scale as an example for this. So first of all, I'll just play the C major scale through for you. And what I like to do is just change the order of the notes slightly. When you do this, it just helps to solidify the fingerings in your brain so that when you come to the exam, you're not worried about the notes, you just know exactly where they are straight off and there's no problems. Okay, so what I do is I start off on the C and then go up 3 notes. And then I go to the next note in the actual scale, which is a D, and go up 3 notes from that. And then I start on the E, go go up 3 notes from that, and then the F, go up 3 notes from that, and then the G, and then the A, which brings us up to that top note. So you go up 3, then go to the next note in the scale, go up 3 to the next note in the scale. Now the best thing to do is when you're playing it, play it with the metronome. When you get used to the pattern, play it with the metronome at the right speed that you will do it in the exam. It will make it easier. So what I'll do now is I'll just play that pattern through for you at 70 beats a minute like you would play in the exam, so you have an idea what it sounds like, and it will really help solidify these scales. Here it is. Okay, so I played that ascending and descending then. So what I did when I got to that top note, I start on the C and go 3 down. Then the B, then the A, then the G, then the F, then the E. Okay, so you could do the same with all the other scales as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to run through the scales one after the other using this little scale sequence and playing it with the metronome so you can see what they sound like. So once you can play those patterns through nice and solid, it will really help with the exam. Obviously in the exam you will just be playing the normal scales, making sure you don't repeat rather that top note. In the actual little exercise we just did then, you do repeat your top note. But this will just help to get the pattern really ingrained into your fingers and into your brain. So when you come to the exam, when the examiner says play me a C major scale, you'll be able to do it just like that. Play me an A minor pentatonic, you'll be able to do it just like that. Now don't forget, you can find all the tabs for this lesson on my website. All the details are in the links below. You can also contact me via Facebook and on Twitter. And for those of you who are looking to do exams for the Rockschool, I also provide lessons via Skype. All the details are below in the description and also on my website. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this has been helpful. See you soon.